What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Kate. I'm your host today and every day. I got a good one for you. This one is called, Why Does Everyone Seem So Miserable Now? They definitely do. I completely agree with this guy. So here we go. Let's let him cook.
It's gone and it's never coming back. Here's the thing. I don't know if you guys have talked to anybody recently who's not in your immediate friend group, but it would seem that a lot of people are extremely miserable. People are always on their phones. People are always bitter. You look right in the eyes of somebody and it's just, you don't even feel like there's a soul behind them.
I've noticed this, especially since the vid happened. I feel like it's got to be like at least 80%, 80 to 90% of people I run into out there now. They don't smile at you. You try to like smile and wave and do the whole friendly neighbor thing. Nobody does that anymore. People don't want you to wave at them. They put their head down. They don't want to interact with you at all. There's no like interaction really anymore between people. And when you try to, they look at you like they're like an AI robot and they're like very confused about your mannerisms and they don't really know how to respond to you or something. It's super weird.
Talking to my friend Devin, he has a YouTube channel called Dapper Dev. He made this video about how people are not the way that they used to be. And I thought he made some really good points. The main idea that him and I strongly agreed on was the cell phones. And when you look around at people, the cell phones really have taken a forefront. And, every single person's on them at all times. Like, go to a grocery store, go to a restaurant, and just look around, and you'll notice very quickly that a lot of people are on their phones. Even if they're out with their families, they don't take a single second to turn their phone face down and put it on the table. And the thing that the phone does is it makes you you're always using social media. You're always blasting your dopamine receptors and, maxing them out to the point where you feel like life should be like that all the time. And you're also comparing yourself to every other person's life instead of just looking at the life you have right in front of you. And that's a huge issue because, if you're constantly, it used to, back in the day before you had a cell phone and an Instagram account, you would just compare yourself to, the people in your community, maybe your church, maybe your jujitsu club, anything.
He's exactly right about this. And listen, I'm a millennial woman. So I grew up in the tail end of, the millennial era when cell phones were introduced. And I know so many women with body dysmorphia. I have body dysmorphia. I know that my mom has it. So it definitely could be like something that I inherited or whatever. But I know that the cell phone and social media has made that 500 times worse for me. Like I sometimes I just don't even know what I look like a lot of the time because the perception is so warped and it's on purpose. And the other thing is, not only are people doing all of this, social media is so involved in our lives now. You're on it all day long. I mean, people are on this shit for like 10 hours a day. What's that doing to your brain? Like, what is that doing to all of our brains? I know for me, it's making me kind of dumb. Not only is it making me dumb, it's making me, my social anxiety, like, I don't know. I guess as a kid, I started to develop it like through my teen years. And I don't know what point it got to be where it is now, where like I very much struggle with holding eye contact with people for more than like a split second. I don't know why. It's really weird. It's like I can't handle looking into somebody's soul and them looking back at me kind of a thing. I don't know. Let me know if you have the same experience, if you're also like in my generation and you struggle with the same kind of thing. Like if you also struggle with technology addiction, let me know if you struggle with eye contact as well. I want to know if that's, not just me. I'm just curious.
Thing like that. But nowadays, you're comparing yourself almost at all times, if you use social media regularly, to the entire fucking world. It's not our first thought, but we're always.
And you're comparing yourself to celebrities and rich people. I'm sorry, that's my dog. Peggy, quiet down, girl. Anyway, so you're comparing yourself to people with access to lip filler and plastic surgery and getting their hair done every single month and getting their nails done every other week. Like people who have access to that kind of a thing when you don't have access to that kind of a thing. And you're sitting here comparing yourself, wondering why you don't look like them and why you don't measure up to them. Well, honey, they have money or they're in credit card debt.
Is comparing ourselves to people who we believe are doing better than us, and I think that's a problem when it gets too deep and too heavy. And don't get me started on like the scrolling and the brain rot content, because you are flooding your dopamine receptors with slop. And
Mhm.
it's stuff that is visually appealing and visually stimulating that's going to make you want to watch the video until the end, whether it's a 10-second clip, a 30-second clip. They're trying the best they can, these social media apps, to make sure that you stay on the app as long as possible. And then what happens is you go hang out with family, or you go outside to a park, you go climb a tree, and you're like, wait a second, this doesn't feel that good. What's the problem?
Wow, he's totally right. This is exactly what's happening. You're Nothing else can be enjoyable when you're constantly overloading yourself with stimulation. I wonder, we're gonna have to do like, I feel like we need some sort of, not like internment camp, nothing like that, but we need some sort of maybe like a program to put people in and retrain them to be away from the phone and function without it, because I know, like, I've seen people literally get withdrawals when they're away from their phone and get like anxiety and feel like, oh my gosh, I need to get to my phone. I have to go get on the phone. It's like a literal drug. It's crazy.
The problem is you're becoming accustomed to this bullshit on social media, and you think it's normal to be stimulated like that all the time, to the point where it doesn't even register with you that what you're doing in real life is actually quite fulfilling. We have these copes that we latch onto quite often. I would say for Gen Z men and women, it kind of goes the way of, you have things like weed, alcohol, antidepressants, pornography. There's several others. Even
Vapes, don't forget vapes. Everybody uses a vape in my generation, it seems.
junk food to an extent,
Mhm.
any of this stuff that you use as a way to push away a bad feeling. And when you do this with enough things and you don't even allow yourself to feel anything, then that's a huge problem, because you're basically walking around life like some of these people I mentioned earlier who were like complete and utter zombies.
And the other thing is, I've noticed this in myself, and I've noticed this in some close friends of mine too. The more you ignore hard feelings, the more difficult it is to face them when you're sober. The more you push it down and the more you act like it's not there, when that finally comes up, because it's going to, your brain is going to force you to deal with some shit sometimes. And when that happens, after you've been ignoring it for a long period of time, it can literally feel like your whole world is caving in around you. And so these things, like getting numbing yourself away with all of these things. I'm so guilty of it too. I'm so guilty of it. I I really struggle sometimes with being present, like, at all, because for me, I feel like I have this viewpoint. Not It's not even a viewpoint. I just can see that we're living in a dystopian hellscape, and everybody wants me to be happy and productive and keep working hard and, climb the ladder, and I don't want to do that. And the only way that I'm able to do that is to check out to a certain extent, because if I don't, my mind is the weight of it, the weight of knowing that I'm never getting this time back, that I'm never going to get this moment back to go hang out with my mom or my sister or my dad, and none of this is going to be here forever, and I'm going to be wasting my time over here at this job for 10 hours a day doing that. I can't do it fully present. There's no possible way for me to do that, because I will just walk out. Because like I said, my brain, it's weird. I don't know. I have some other friends who have the same kind of experience. Like, when I'm locked in somewhere for 10 hours a day and I know that I can't leave, I feel so trapped and suffocated and miserable. I can't I finally had to get to a point with myself where I said, "You know what, Caitlin? This is making you miserable, so we have to come up with some other way in order to make it in this world, because you're not going to be able to do this forever, and this is not gonna work for someone like you." And so what do I do now? Well, I made my own cleaning business, and that's what I do. I clean because I like to clean. It's actually something that I really get a lot of fulfillment out of. It feels very rewarding. It's also very helpful to other people, like going into my neighbor's house and helping them clean when she's got 3 kids and she can't do it herself. Like there's something very fulfilling about that. And I feel like I'm truly helping and making a difference in some people's lives. Whereas working in a corporate job for 10 to 12 hours a day, doing 80 hours a week, being sitting at a desk, making zero difference in the world, it just doesn't sit well with me. And I'm not saying, now listen, if that's what you do, nothing against you. If you do that and you like it, that's wonderful for you. But for people like me, that type of a situation feels like you are kidnapping me off the streets and locking me inside of a cage all day and telling me that you're going to pay me and it's going to be great, even though you're just lying. Like it's not going to be, there's nothing great about it. So yeah, I don't know where I was going with that, but
look them in the eye, and it doesn't even feel like anybody's looking back at you. And even worse is you see children affected by this too, and that really breaks your heart because
seeing the kids affected by it, it's really heartbreaking. You can see everybody's attention spans have gotten so short now. Even kids, like I just wonder what it's doing to their development and their ability to create and dream. And you know what I mean? Like when you're a kid, you're supposed to have, the whole point of having a childhood is like to allow your dreams and your brain to just develop and to let it, do what it's going to do so that you can figure out your path in life. So you can figure out what your interests are and your hobbies. And I'm seeing kids lose this, and it's I don't like it. I feel so sad for them, really. And I worry a lot about the future and what's going
you ask yourself, like what you were doing when I was a kid. I was at a park today and I tried to film this video that you're watching. And I was looking around and I was seeing kids climb trees, seeing kids, go on the monkey bars, roughhouse a little bit. And I was like, this is what you should be experiencing as a kid. But nowadays, a lot of kids are going on TikTok and scrolling to find the best jelking tutorial or looks maxing options so that they can increase their performance with the huzz at school. Why are you worried about all this shit, man? Why don't you just enjoy life? And
I don't even know what he just said. I feel very out of touch with the younger generation a lot of the time because I don't know what they're saying. They have their own language now. And it's like, it's a language that's even lower in IQ than like regular English. You know what I mean?
This isn't even just a exclusively kid thing. And I understand when you grow up, you have responsibilities, but I think it's important as we grow up and as we age that we keep that childlike excitement for life and lust for life. We got to keep that handy because really, if you're not taking advantage of that, you're going to walk through life and probably have a lot of regrets because you're not doing things that excite you. And I'm not saying like go skydiving every day or, evade responsibility.
Something as simple, like for me, gardening. Gardening restores my childlike wonder. Sitting there playing in the soil with my bare hands, and you see like the little cute pill bugs come up and they crawl on your hand. And just like being in the earth and in the sun, and I get to plant all these little things, and it starts off small and then it grows into this big beautiful plant and it gives me food to eat. Like there's something really magical about it. And I wish I would have started doing that way younger. Like I wish I would have started doing that as a teen. And instead I spent my whole teens on my stupid cell phone, which makes me really sad. Like guys, think about that. I want everyone to like really consider the amount of time that you spend on your cell phone and think about 50 years from now, what that's going to look like. I think I just skipped this a little bit. Let's let him keep talking.
Saying like go skydiving every day or, evade responsibility to chase excitement. But I'm saying every now and then, instead of thinking of what's the worst that could happen or the absolute, worst possible outcome for something, just go and do it and find out. I'm so guilty of this. I will go so long without trying something because I'm scared about what people will think and the ramifications of possibly doing so.
It literally took me, I have been talking about doing YouTube. You can ask my best friends, okay? I've been talking about doing YouTube for 5 years at least. And the reason that I haven't done it is, like I said earlier in this video, I have this weird viewpoint of myself where I'm very, very hard on myself. And I just kept coming up with excuses and reasons why I couldn't put myself out there and I couldn't do this and blah, 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 blah. And eventually the pain of wanting to do this so bad and not doing it became far greater than whatever you guys are going to do to me. So here I am putting myself out there. If I can do it, you can do it. Whatever it is that you're thinking about doing, whatever it is that you want to do, be it a little crochet business, an Etsy business, you want to make little videos for YouTube, you want to make little pamphlets to sell to people online, you want to make courses, whatever, go for it, because you only get one life. Truly, you only have one life, and our time here is so short. And because of technology, your time here, unfortunately, is getting a lot shorter, because there's so much time now that's just dedicated to technology and not to your life. And, we should all actively work to try to change that in our own lives, to make our lives better for ourselves so that we can stop feeling so miserable.
When in reality, no one else really gives a shit. I'm kind of living my own life and doing my own thing,
Mhm.
and no one really cares that much. I'm the only one who cares the most. Analysis paralysis is a thing where we stop ourselves from trying something we really want to do. Maybe you start a business, or you start a YouTube channel, or it doesn't matter what it is, but if you tell yourself not to do it and you just keep pushing it back and it's not important to you, you're always going to wonder what if. And
Mhm.
it's okay to not chase every single thing, but like every now and then you should just give yourself a chance to do something. Be retarded, be stupid, stop thinking, just ask her out, whatever it is. You want to join a boxing gym? Go ask her out. You want to join a chess club? Go ask her out. Do something, man.
Even if she says no, even if you suck at boxing and you get the shit beat out of you, even if you try to pick up the guitar and you don't even know what to do at all whatsoever, and it's extremely difficult, no matter what it is, it's really important now more than ever that we humans participate in our hobbies, and that we find hobbies and things to do that are creative and productive and get us away from screens.
And don't just sit there and rot in your fucking studio apartment and wonder why the world is passing you by. There's something that breaks my heart about going to talk to a family member. And, while I'm talking to them and trying to tell them something I sincerely believe in, or I'm, trying to speak with conviction about, they break out their phone and immediately, there's like, oh yeah, I'm still listening. It's like, you're not. You're not listening, dude. You brought out your phone and now you're scrolling while I'm trying to tell you something, and you say you're listening. You're not. I can see the wall right there. It's the digital wall that's keeping you and I from being one and having a conversation. But I know this video has kind of been doom and gloom so far, but I want to make it abundantly clear that there are things you can do about this, because I'll ask you a question real quick. When's the last time you went into a grocery store with a handwritten list and left your phone in the car?
I literally do that every single time. But that's because I get so overwhelmed in the grocery store that I can't have the distraction of my phone, because I'm already distracted by the 800 products that I have to sort through and figure out what doesn't have poison in it. Okay.
So if you leave your phone in the car the next time you go to a grocery store, you're going to have to be more in the moment. And that's good for you every now and then. Another thing I like to do is if I go out to dinner with my family or really good friends, my phone is face down in the corner of the table, and I only check it if my friend goes to use the bathroom. That's the only time I do. It's another thing that is very simple, but you can be present, you can be in the moment, and you're not going to steal those moments when your friend is talking to you. I love training jujitsu, not just because I like the sport, but something I really like about it is every time I go in there to train and wrestle and grapple and do jujitsu, all that stuff, I leave my phone in my car and I don't check it till I come back out, because jujitsu, while we're drilling and then when we roll, for that 90 minutes I'm there, I am completely shutting off everything around me outside the world. And I just go in there, I train with my friends, and it's a community of people I really like, and they're really cool. And I just forget about everything that's causing me anxiety or problems or a little bit of stress. It's all fucking in the past, and I don't have to worry about it until I'm done. And that's a beautiful thing. We need to find more ways to neglect our phones so that we can be happier, truly, because I'm 25 and I'm starting to realize how fast time moves when you're grown up, you're not in college anymore, and you have responsibilities. It does move fast, but the best thing I can do is spend the most time with my family, my friends, and all that, because relationships are ultimately what makes life the best and the most worth living, in my opinion. Go sit outside in a field with a towel and read a book and take a look at the sun and just be thankful that you have another day on earth, because not everybody gets that. I really wanted to talk about this topic. It's been on my mind and weighing on it for a bit, because sometimes I want to just make a video, talk about something sincerely, not try to be funny, and give you guys my thoughts on something. So
I totally agree with him there with that. Definitely. I also do the same thing when I go to the gym. I like to just leave my phone in the car and I like to go in and get my workout done, and I always feel so energized just being away from my phone for a while. Like, I swear your phone is draining the life out of you. Like, it's we all have to collectively start putting our energy towards our own lives. And he's exactly right. Like, your relationships with people are so important. Guys, I struggle too with going on my phone. I struggle with that anxiety, like I was saying, of just like, I don't know, I guess it's my phone. It's just from being away from my phone, and I just feel that anxiety, and then I struggle with interacting with people because I definitely spend more time on the interwebs than I do in real life with people. So I'm going to take his advice. I like also what he said about going when you go out with your friends or your family, like just putting your phone upside down in the corner of the table. Better yet, leave that shit in the car. Just go in there and have a nice conversation with your friends, have some nachos and salsa and some margaritas and have a good time and be present. Being present ultimately is the greatest gift, and time is the greatest gift. And we don't get unlimited time here. We just don't. So try to make some time today to be present. Have a wonderful day, guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.